people are in the grip of a materialist interpretation of history, even when they are, as one may safely assume with this audience, not generally speaking in the grip of materialist ideas. But these things can sneak up on you. And the related difficulty, which arose in the column and will arise again in the course of the next hour, is getting people to see how strange some of the things that have happened in the past really are. We take them for granted, and we tend to regard things that happen as logical because they happen. This is what materialism does to you. And this blinds us to the astonishing course that history often takes. And when it comes, for instance, to the triumph of Christianity, even people who are very against the triumph of Christianity as a historical phenomenon will talk about it as though it was a logical thing to happen. Well, there was Rome, and they had these more primitive gods, and then along came some Eastern mystery religions, and it could have been Mithraism or Zoroastrianism, but it was Christianity, and then all these terrible things happened. But that's how Romes go. Oh yeah, okay, sure, fine. Bunch of guys from nowhere convinced the most cosmopolitan empire the world has ever seen that a dead Jewish carpenter is God, and everybody says, yeah, okay, fine. Certainly, artisans put to death by the authorities are frequently taken for the deity. Well, of course they're not. Even in triumphs of religion, you don't get stories like this one. And I'm not trying to be offensive here. I think I'm just following in Paul's footsteps when I use this kind of language. 1 Corinthians 1:23, that it's a stumbling block to the Jews and foolishness to the Greeks. The idea that a Jewish carpenter was God is bad enough. When he's then set upon by his enemies, and instead of smiting them all, he's put to death. You're thinking, this is so ungodlike. Thor would not put up with this. Zeus would not put up with this. And the reason I think that people tend to swallow this kind of thing without straining at it is this idea that all of history is determined essentially by the laws of physics. Ever since the Renaissance, we've thought that mathematics is the language in which truth is written, we being them more than you, I think. But the prevailing assumption in the culture, we want to mathematize things. Even I work sometimes as an economist, and I'm a very aggressively non-mathematical economist, and I'm up against a profession that honestly will tell you GDP growth 2 years out is going to be 2.3%. So where'd you get the 0.3? Well, we ran a bunch of things through a computer. Okay. You collected some numbers which were imprecise, you assumed relationships you can't measure, and then you ran a calculation, and because you know that the computer doesn't make arithmetical mistakes, you're happy with your result. Well, yeah, because we've got to do all of this. Then you get social science, processing human units, because again, what we fundamentally need to do is find some way to put you onto what was once a punch card, to assign numerical values to all the little aspects of your personality and social connections, and then we will understand you and know what to do with you. And so people take all of human existence as a physics problem, including history. If only we could know the position and velocity and mass of every particle at the Big Bang, we would know exactly what was going to happen throughout all of history. And although we don't, and probably never will, nevertheless, we can rest assured that everything that happened was the inexorable working out of the physical laws. And if Christianity triumphed, therefore it was bound to triumph, because the leptons and hadrons and all said that this was going to happen.